Oh my goodness, what a game by the Habs and the Capitals. The veteran presence ends up eking this one out in overtime, and for half a second there, it almost looked like Montreal was too young and inexperienced to realize that they were supposed to lose this game. The comeback kids came within an inch of beating the Washington Capitals, the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and Marty St. Louis, who has preached since the day he got to Montreal, make the best play, don't put players in a box, let them make good decisions. It really works out, and it shows for Montreal. They have come back 8 times for a win in the regular season. They almost did it today, but it was too much for them to handle. The Washington Capitals were physical. They used the body. They broke down Montreal for the first 2 periods. Montreal did everything they could to stay in this game. They came close to catching up, but it's Alexander Ovechkin with the overtime winner for Washington. Goal number 1, how about this nice little play? We see a sweet little drop back. We know exactly what that's going to do. As you're entering the zone here, you're looking to create time and space. Unfortunately, on this one, though, Montreal does a really good job holding that line, so Washington needs to pivot to the bump out by moving the puck to the outside wall. This is a set play by Washington called the double pass. Normally, when they get into this position, what ends up happening after that puck is bumped out here is you have one pass over here to Carlson, who ends up beating Ovechkin, who unleashes a cannon. But in this instance, he continues skating through, and this causes confusion. As he moves forward, that puck opens up a lane here. It gets under the Montreal player's stick, and just like Patrick Laine, bang, it goes in the back of the net. And I bring up Laine for one critical reason. Alexander Ovechkin, often duplicated, often imitated, but it's the grade 8. Nobody does it better than Ovechkin. Hey, what can I say? People love an original. Hey, and if you thought that play was cool, you can head over here to our channel sponsor. It's Hockey Tactics 2025. You can see here, it's the little double drop that I was talking about on the power play over to the grade 8. In this case, they modify it up by moving it directly over to him for that first goal. If you want to learn more about your team's zone entries, plays, neutral zone, back check, and forecheck, $32, Hockey Tactics 2025, links in the description, goes to help out this channel. Goal number 2 comes from a little bit of a giveaway by Lane Hutson, your leading Calder Trophy and likely Rookie of the Year. Beauvillier, Strome, and Ovechkin get the best of the young man here. Hutson does a really nice job angling Beauvillier away here, but Hutson's a little bit of a smaller guy. You see him make an absolutely beautiful play there for a second with his feet. Just take a look at his feet here. Bink, little kip up to his stick, really nicely done. And then he just kind of forces it into an area. I understand he's getting checked, but you don't want to just let pucks crawl up the wall like this. A more experienced play, and he will pick this up. He's so young, would just be to freeze it, hold it on the wall, and wait for your partner here, Demidov, to come in and help you out. Unfortunately, that puck squeaks to the top. It's a little bit of a drop pass here to the point, and they end up putting it on net. And who gets caught behind the play? It's Hutson. It's Struble. And the puck ends up in the back of the net. And it's plays like this that coaches try to bring rookies, talented players. They try to shut them down and control them in the D zone. Martin St. Louis, not worried about it, shrugs it off, gives them advice, says this is what we're going to do next time. And I know Hutson and the team is going to execute. And that's one of the big reasons Montreal mounts the comeback in this game, and frankly for the rest of the season. Power play, the stellar Cole Caulfield ends up putting this one in. This power play is all about Patrick Laine. However, when Patrick Laine ends up covered, they move to these 4 guys here. They move to Caulfield, they move to Suzuki, they use Hutson at the top, and they find Slafkovsky. And they're going to play on a half sheet of ice. Those 4 like to box the zone into this half, and that's really quite simple. You take away this player because he has to watch Laine. You always have to make sure you have an eye on it, and then you end up playing 4-on-3 on that right-hand side. Hutson looks off Laine here, moves it down low to Suzuki. Suzuki plays with a little bit of pitch and catch. It's a puck fumble here, and as soon as there's a puck fumble, that's going to cause a pressure moment from Washington, as you're supposed to do on the kill. He gets it over to Hutson, and see what happens? You suck all 4 players over to this side, and that's a big no-no when you got Patrick Laine on that side. Feeds it over, they get the shot they want. It's a little bit of a slap pass. It's an unfortunate bounce off a stick, but they are right there to put it in the back of the net. Caulfield and Slafkovsky. The game ends up 2-1. And once again, if you want to know more about that, here it is. It's the move over to Laine, or it's the move over to Suzuki, just like we saw drawn up in Hockey Tactics 2025. The captain and the kids aren't done yet, though. Nick Suzuki, Lane Hudson end up putting this one in. You'll see all 5 Washington defenders close to the net due to the net front battle. And as that battle ensues, you're really hoping to sneak this one out and extend the ice, and they do. They get it right out to Lane Hudson exactly where they want to. And now it's going to take Washington some time. They end up in what's called a box plus 1. Here's your box, there's your 1, but you actually need your 1 to be out here pressuring to create 2-on-1s. He gets caught down low, and that's not going to spell good things for the Washington Capitals, but great things for the Habs. It's a quick little shot on net, and yes, now you have numbers. You just said it's not a good thing if he's out there. Well, you need to be out there to help take that shot away. You always want to be supporting where the puck is. He gets caught, and unfortunately, because he's caught, Nick Suzuki's able to walk out. It's a little bit of a Keystone Cops routine there on Logan Thompson. They put it in the back of the net. Overtime winner, the Great 8. I love face-offs. You guys know I talk about them all the time. This is called a low to high, so you're hoping to win the draw or tie it up. Ovechkin's going to end up going high, and then you bump in low. So you have one player swinging low, one player swinging high. Draws are so critical. Don't let anybody tell you different. Ovechkin swings in high. It's a lucky little bounce off his skate. It's a quick little shot. Great job by Montembeault, but this causes enough confusion for the Montreal Canadiens. And nobody is in wrong position here. Like, this is correct D-side positioning. They're exactly where they need to be. Hudson's on his way to cover the guy over here. I understand why. This is a really hard pass to end up getting through, but sometimes things just beat you. It does. And of course, it's Alexander Ovechkin who ends up putting it in. Now, I think over the course of time, Hudson will learn to make the decision here to go closer towards a guy like Ovechkin. Yes, you can support over here. It's a really damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario for the young defenseman here. But overall, you got to notice numbers at the time. You got to know where the Great 8 is and other players like him if you want to be super elite, and Hudson does. So overall, I think this is a fantastic result for hockey and hockey fans. If you're Montreal Canadian fans, you got to be thrilled with this outcome, right? Let me know down below in the comments. If you're Washington, it's great to get through. You played your game for 2 periods and an overtime. You got lost in the 3rd period. And I think it'll be a little bit of a wake up and a reminder for the grinded out veteran presence that is Montreal, that these Habs aren't going to go quietly into the night. Washington's still heavily favored in the series. They've won the first game at home like they're supposed to do. There's plenty of series left. The upset's still possible if you're a Habs fan, but Washington has done the work in exactly what they need to do. Or if you're Montreal, I mean, your top line did exactly what you want a top line to do. That's put goals in the back of the net. Your goalie did exactly what you need him to do. That stopped pucks. You outshot the Washington Capitals. That's an excellent feather in your cap, as you will. And by the end of the game, you were faster than them as well. And your first line almost outplayed their first line. It was close. I mean, it was the battle of the first lines. Both put up a lot of points. 3 points for Ovi, 2 points for the Suzuki line. And overall, I mean, I consider it a success on both sides. Montreal's got to try to steal a game on the road at some point. So hopefully they can get one next game if you're a Habs fan. But Washington does look every bit of the first place team. There are no easy matchups in the playoffs, so don't let this one deceive you if you're outside either of these markets. Yes, it's good for the Habs, but no, it isn't time to worry if you're a Caps fan or just someone watching from the outside.